able to participate. And of course, we would always find a way to make that work for our early stakers and those that have put the flag in the dirt with us. So let's jump right into Mint to Cohort. It's an exciting time. So for those that do pick up and listen, you've probably heard us talk about how we're doing things differently at the X Nft, and our main goal right now is to approach how we build this metaverse game, and more importantly, this ever-evolving NFT on the Unreal Engine. How do we build a different type of Web3 metaverse gaming company? And this is one of the ways that we think that we're achieving it, and we're very excited. So we have a total of 9 legendary commanders. Those 9 legendary commanders are representative from Joan of Arc all the way up to Julius Caesar. We're only going to talk about 5 because this is a very focused meeting tonight. And that 5 that we're going to talk about is Joan of Arc, and these are actual minted by both Web 2 and Web 3 innovators and thought leaders. And you can learn more about them in the thread that we're going to release here in the next hour, where you'll be able to actually get more details specifically on everything I'm saying in the actual Twitter thread. So make sure you can check that out. So the legendary commanders that have minted are Joan of Arc, Leonidas, Alexander the Great, George Washington, and Napoleon. And we're here to celebrate Napoleon. So even though those minted in that sequential order, as you can see on OpenSea, and we've generated really an amazing 88 point, whatever the specific number is, we're really not counting it, plus ETH. And that all comes from legendary commander sales from those founding fathers of our community, and soon to be a female. We hear, so we're excited to bring a female into, and which will be the 6th legendary commander, or 7th. But those legendary commanders, as you can see on OpenSea, that's where our 88 plus ETH comes from. It comes from those 5 legendary commanders being minted, and they're the founding fathers, in essence, and legendary commanders of the collection. So the reason that's so important is because those legendary commanders, their DNA will be carried into these legionnaires that we're doing a Mint to Cohort with. So we're celebrating and taking a different approach to be able to say, hey, let's do a Mint to Cohort innovation in a smart contract that allows the early adopters, again, the people that put the flag with us in the beginning and said, we're gonna be first to fight, which is an important trait. And by the way, you can see that trait in the Discord. You'll see it, a patch. It's the spear, the tip of the spear. It's the first to fight trait and patch that you get with the first to fight legionnaire. And every legionnaire, these first 1,500, will actually carry the DNA, the unique traits from their specific legendary commander. So what we're doing now with this first innovation is we're allowing and pulling ahead all those early people in Discord, all of our friends and family. This was originally set just for the legendary commanders as a reward for being early stakers. It was originally going to be as part of our roadmap, and the way it was proposed to these legendary commanders as they came in, that they would get the ability to do this innovation once it was built. And they all voted ultimately to give it to the community. And they said, we don't want to do that. We really think it's better for the community and better to build Dan's vision and where we're going, and to ensure that we get there is to reward the people that were there first, open it up to everybody that's on the white list, open it up to everybody that's won any type of promotion, and open it up to those in Discord. And that was that's a vote by the legendary commanders. And that's the power of how this community works. And it's governed by just really incredible leaders, again, with integrity, again, the success and the acumen and the tenure in their traditional careers, as well as what they're doing here in the Web3 space. And many have achieved great successes in the Web3 space just in the short time that we've been existing in this world over the last few years. So that's very, very powerful. And that's what the legendary commanders are about, and that's what this community is about, and that's how we're going to build it. We're building an army, legionnaire by legionnaire, soldier by soldier, or as one of our legendary commanders, Leonidas JPEG Poppy, says, brick by brick. So ultimately, what we have here is with the Mint to Cohort innovation, you have the ability to be in control of the actual mint. You get to pick your legendary commander cohort, and by picking it, right now you can pick Napoleon. That is the first legendary commander cohort to open up that you can mint. And you're going to be able to see on Twitter as well as in Discord sneak peeks and full imagery of the actual Legionnaire. You'll see the generative Legionnaire with a mashup between the legendary commander traits of Napoleon, the one as the base, right? All of the legendary Legionnaires carry the one's DNA/traits. And what you're going to see, and we'll break it down for you, will be exactly that. You'll see the unique traits that create the rarities and mash up and create these incredible, stunning, we've heard people tell us just words like staggering. And I agree. Every time that I see them, they evolve too. We were on with, Dan's with us, and Dan was showing us earlier, just before we switched over to the spaces.
Yo.
He was showing us, hey, there he is. Good evening, Dan.
What up, everyone? What up?
So we had logged into his stream deck, and ultimately what we're seeing here is these Legionnaire spinning, and we're involved in the project. It's all day long, all night long, wee hours of the morning. Everybody's around the clock because we have a pretty big team. There's always something happening, and there's always art evolving. These are truly evolving NFTs. So what's great about it is as UE5 and many iterations of technology begin to come out, these will get better and better and better. And that's what we think is a great sign of a digital collectible, or any type of collectible, and especially an asset that is on the blockchain, where that it can evolve. It's not static, and it can grow with the owner, user, right? And that's the power of what the UE engine represents and gives us in this collection. So with Mint to Cohort, it will be a limited window, and then what will happen is, if, let's say, and we've seen people talking in Discord, hey, I'm waiting for the Leonidas window. We're going to release very soon, and you just be patient with us, because some of this has to do with programming and making sure things are firing with individual links for mints to ensure that everything runs smoothly. So just be patient with us, and good prudence comes, right? All things let good prudence dictate all things, especially when it comes to code and minting and being good stewards of people's actual dollars that they mint with, right? So be patient, and ultimately know that we're opening up windows, and everybody will be the first to know in Discord and then Twitter where what cohort is available. And if you're on the white list, and if you haven't submitted your wallet, you can do that. Create a ticket, we'll get it, and we'll go on, and you'll be free to mint. And you'll be able to go into the Mint to Cohort link, and you'll be able to actually click the Mint. It's a specific Napoleon Mint to Cohort link. You'll see it in the actual Twitter. I don't want to say it on here, so it's live and fresh when it goes out. And ultimately, that special link that will be in this thread, and in Discord, the official announcement section, will be the link you'll use to specifically mint the Napoleon Legionnaire. Which means you're guaranteed to get the different traits. Now, it will mash up, and there's tens of millions of combinations of the actual traits that you can end up with, right? Because there's so many weapons for Napoleon. You're only going to see a few in the sneak peek tonight, and what will be posted for everybody to dive into. But ultimately, there's so many different weapons, and tertiary weapons, secondary weapons. I mean, it's, primary weapons. There's different hats, different pieces of the uniform, chest plates. I mean, patches. It is crazy. So what you're going to see is just, again, what the generative, which is part of our technology, by the way. We have our own NFT generator that was built in-house with Mode Meta, and that powerful technology and how allows us to generate these UE5 very immersive NFTs, and you guys are going to love it. And you're going to be able to use that NFT generator in the cloud in the future upon reveal. You'll be able to actually spin your Legionnaire around, because remember, you're the Legionnaire, and ultimately this is a loadout, and Dan's goal is to load you out and prepare you for the war, and prepare you for the game and life, as well as in fun and in fantasy, and ultimately helping everybody become better across the board in so many different categories. So that's how powerful this Mint to Cohort is, and it's been met with people have given us great feedback. So look, we're patient. Take your time, do your research, dig in deep. It's not financial advice. Ultimately, you have to determine what you think is best for you as it relates to digital collectibles and what collections that you want to be a part of. And we give you a lot of content that will allow you to, I think, hopefully make a great decision and join us if you share our values and align with ultimately the X and what this collection is about and ultimately the mark that we want to make in Web3, metaverse gaming, and more. And that ties into our metaphor for another AMA. So keeping it on track and keeping it to this mint to cohort, what we want to make sure we also point out that it is a limited time, but there's also another innovation, and that innovation that we're really, really bullish on, and we think it's a game changer. We think it's been missing. Is that you have the ability now when you mint to cohort, you'll have the ability, and again, if you didn't originally, if you've already minted, this will still be available to you. So again, I want to say that here at the end as well. When you actually mint, and you actually, and this will be next week, we'll introduce and we'll announce in Discord, we'll have a new affiliate link integration that will allow you, every time that you share your unique affiliate link and drive somebody to the actual mint page, it's connected to your wallet, and once you share that link and X people to be announced, mint, the backend rechecks. If it's affiliate link generated, holds a Legionnaire, and again, you generated X amount of mints, that's to be released, you'll get a free Legionnaire. And that's a reward, which is a better word. But ultimately, there's no charge for it. And that's yours to do what you like with. Eventually, one day, when upon reveal, we'll introduce the staking to power the ecosystem. Again, not because we're enticing people to that you're going to make money staking. It's going to be internal currency to power our ecosystem and power the microtransactions throughout our metaphor, and ties into also all of our suppliers and what you'll be able to benefit from as a Legionnaire and a first to fight Legionnaire. Because remember, all of this first to fight Legionnaires come with special access, even just the ones that actually get that tip of the spear patch, which you can see in Discord and right now, will grant you special access to not only experiences in the metaverse in our metaphor, but and in Upland and other metaphor X outposts that we're building that connect to our metaphor, but also in real life with all these incredible sponsors. Like people got to hear Syndicus, Randy, the CEO founder, got to hear him talk about it. Their whole incredible kill house out in California that is and drone that they're bringing on. You're going to be able to learn how to do that in the metaverse, in the metaphor, before you ever go to California to do that in person, where you're going to be treated like a real Legionnaire as part of the family, as part of the army, right? And you're going to be able to do those experiences either with that token that powers our ecosystem. And some of our suppliers, it might be a highly subsidized, there might be a small fee for it, depending on how big the event is or how big it could be. But most of it will be powered by that first to fight, and more importantly, by having those two Legionnaires that will stake and earn. And more importantly, just one will allow you and grant you the access. So mint to cohort is a very, very, we think, a very cool innovation and a way to allow people to take their time to mint based on what they resonate with most historically, because it's about resurrecting the past, preserving the past, right? Bringing those digital memories of those legendary commanders to life. And ultimately, we want you to make the right choice. And guess what? If you like the idea of waiting for it to randomly generate, you can wait for the pre-mint that we've been talking about that was going to originally be on the 10th, until we knew that we could do these innovations and they were going to be live right at the same time. We said, look, let's do the pre-mint. We're still open. The mint's running. Mint to cohort gives everybody that control and that choice to mint where they want. We have some people that are going to wait for, they're minting one now, and they're going to mint when the sitting bull comes out here shortly, right? So that's a great idea, and you get to do that at your own leisure here over the next week as we open up these mint to cohort windows. And we're no guarantee on timelines and if they'll be every 12 hours or every 24 hours, but we're going to make sure that people have the ability to take the time to let good prudence dictate their choices, do the research, and mint these without feeling pressured and unnecessary pressure. So the great news is, take your time, do your research, study the legendary commanders. Don't just study them from our collection, but go check out all the stuff that's out there on, all the streaming platforms, and, you can YouTube it, and it's just amazing. There's a big trend upwards in content in this area, and that's a great sign for everybody, because history is a big trend up, and it's going to continue with these streaming giants looking to build and fund as much content as possible. More and more of this stuff is in the actual queue for the streaming giants, Hollywood, etc. So we're excited. We're having those meetings already with Dan's Dev Diaries and taking them and turning them into something really powerful. So I want to leave it on that note. We're excited to have everybody. I want to turn it over to Dan just to say a few words here before we actually put this up and post it for other people to come back to. And Dan, welcome to Mint to Cohort.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I mean, I'm loving this Mint to Cohort because, guys, we were on with George Washington this morning. We were on with Leonidas yesterday. Each commander brings their own, thing to this project, and Napoleon's ready to go. We're going to go conquer, upland. We're going to go over there. And he wants to bring the whole cohort with them right now, so we're mobilizing this Mint to Cohort. It gives you now the ability to actually go right to his cohort and see what he's doing and making moves. And later on, when we do the other commanders, you'll see what kind of moves they're making as well. But Napoleon's ready to go. I think this is a really cool feature. It came online. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to pull it off, but it's a real slick way and approach that I think, it puts its own stamp in the ground. So I'm excited, and I hope everybody else is too. And thanks for coming to check us out. And there's going to be more announcements on our Discord, so pop over there. Oh, also, I'm doing a live video right now on my YouTube. Go check it out on VR Director, and you'll see some of the Legionnaires in action, so you get an idea of what Napoleon's cohort's starting to look like.
Follow Dan at VR Director on Twitter, VR Director on YouTube. There's so much content loaded with Dev Diary content. You can also see that in our Discord in the Dev Diary, Lieutenant Dan Dev Diary channel, as well as the announcement channels. And we're really starting to see some great feedback and people getting really active in the community. So come join us at this historic Mint to Cohort Napoleon X Nft. Long live the X.
Long live the X. Thank you, everybody.
That was great, Dan.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, great work.
I'm going to leave this going, so if people want to pop over here, I just posted in Discord. Yeah, and if they want to look a little bit at the Legionnaire.
Yes, sir. I think we're just waiting on Sean to get back on now. We can get this tread out.
Very cool.
Dan, I'm on your Twitter right now. So how do I jump on the live?
You're on my YouTube?
Yeah, sorry, YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, so it should be playing right at the top if you're on my channel.
All right, I'll take a look.
Yeah, click on my channel, and then it should be a video that's posted to the top that says live. Let me know if you see that.
Yeah.
You.
Nice. All right.
I think hopefully make a break.
You guys here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, just got on the live YouTube.
Okay, cool. How does it look for you?
All right, just got on the live YouTube. Yeah, it looks good. Oh, I'm on live.
I hear you.
Looking mint, Lieutenant. Looking mint.
All right, Sean, you ready to get this out?
Hey, man.
Hey. Let me
Hey,
get
hey,
people.
I think we're live though. Are we still on the
Yeah, we're on YouTube live, and
Yeah. So I'll log off and let Dan keep doing his thing. Dan, this is just so amazing, bro. We'll log off of this and go into Discord and we'll get the tweet out and all that stuff for everybody as promised. You could stay on here doing the thing and then I'll jump on and dude, just do your thing and then let me back in.
all right, buddy.
Don't leave me out.
Lock him out. Lock him out. Lock him out.
Actually, I'll just I should be able to, well, just to avoid any interruptions, I'll leave. I'll see you soon.
All right, buddy.
All right, Dan. Yeah, we'll get things sorted on our end. Get all this stuff out for you guys.
Thanks, Glex.
No
Appreciate
hassle
you.
at all, man. Talk soon.
All right, buddy. Yo, what up, guys? You're asking about the trait. So right now, this isn't even the production build. This is a developer build. So all the traits aren't loaded, but just to let you get a good idea of just the weapons that we got. So you're looking at, we're just showing on this one his secondary and primary weapons. So you have an option to get one sword or two swords. And this is the two swords, the dress sword in gold. And right now I have the Grizzly 47. The Grizzly 47 from Syndicus. And that has, I forget which optics that has. And I think it has a standard magazine. That could be a Magpul foregrip. It's a black and gold finish. So, and the stock too. That's a special kind of stock. So the guns that you're going to be carrying are going to be unique, and everybody's going to get a different variety of that, which is something we don't talk too much about. But there's different builds for the specific guns as well. So not everybody's going to get the same optics. Not everybody's going to get the same stock or foregrip. So. Yeah, that's just the primary weapon. And on the secondary weapon, I think we're just doing for Napoleon. I think he only has his dress sword for his secondary, and the tertiary is a whole list of stuff. I have to double check. His hat's going to come in different versions, so you're going to get 3 different hats with a different trim, a different ribbon on it. So those will change as well. The badges. So this one is a first to fight. So you're going to get the first to fight badge right here. And let me see if I can actually pull that up a little better so you guys can see. Give me a second. So this is Napoleon's Cohort badge. Only Napoleon's Cohort gets this. This is the Imperial coat of arms for France, and he had this on a lot of his designs. I believe it's been baked into some of his weapons as well. This is the First to Fight badge. We're going to also have a medal that comes with this too. So you're going to have a badge, and then you're going to have a medal. I'm looking at my comments real quick. Are these dynamic NFTs with the ability to change the loadouts? Yeah. So inside the metaverse and inside the fort, you're going to have your own like weapons locker. So right now you start off with your primary, your secondary, but then you're going to be able to get these like separate NFTs. So the different guns will be separated, so you can pick up the ones you want and pull it in. You could modify it so it's all modular. You can add your optics, your foregrips, your stocks, everything, your rear grips, everything, magazine. So you could really customize your weapons and your loadout. This is what it is. It's the loadout builder. And part of that loadout is your face mask too. That's everybody's. What's different about this, what people don't realize, is your Legionnaire is not a character. So this is just a mannequin, just like you see at the store, that's supporting. I mean, he's all rigged, everything like that. But eventually you're going to have your own character in the metaverse, your own persona. He's going to be rigged. He's going to have his own skeleton, and you're going to be able to control him with different motion controllers and different game controllers, whatever. Eventually, you guys will have your own characters, and we're outfitting that character. So we got tactical vests for you. We got tactical gloves for you. We have all these different weapons. We got a mask you can wear, the Napoleon death mask. Your hat you can wear too. So, I mean, eventually this is your loadout that you're getting right now, and going onto your character. And he's a fully playable character for right now. He's the skeleton. You see, that's why we're all skull and bone. So he's the skeleton. He moves around just like a regular character. But eventually, when you get your own avatar, you can take this loadout and stick it on them as well. That's the goal of the project. Hold on one second. My dog's going nuts. Hey, stop that. Yeah, so this is all dynamic. This is all 3D. He's all broken up. You can take a look at his frame. You can look at it, the work, his polygon count work. So, and we have different optimizations for the polygon count, so we can really carry like these guns, so we can carry them in all different areas and different metaverses that have different polygon count, restrictions. So we could dumb down the textures. We have, all our details on our lighting. We could bake in a lot of our stuff in our texture work. So there's so many cool things we could do with this. Yeah. So we're going to be dropping a couple things. We haven't announced anything yet. But so there's this Jedi sleeve that gets unlocked when you're when the one gets found. And it's a gesture encrypted wearable that goes onto your forearm. It's called the Jedi with the GEDI. That's one of our partners. It's a digital twin of the Jedi that's being built by Giotto for SOCOM right now, and it's a wearable that we're going to unlock when you find the one. But we think we might give that right away to the First to Fight. So you'll have that wearable, we're thinking, or a weapon drop. We might have a brand that comes on, and we can we're talking to several brands, right? But one brand we're talking to is called Hidden Camo. So we could drop an actual camo pattern for you guys, so a new skin for the outfit. So right now, say if this was your Legionnaire and you got this camo pattern mismatch, we could drop you the hidden camo, and you could swap out your camouflage. So there's a lot of cool things you're going to be able to do. Just think of this as a loadout builder, and we're going to constantly give you updated weapons. You guys could pick up different mods for your weapons, so you could really deck them out the way you want. And then you could take this into other metaverses. We're going to get our guns into Upland. So like Essay's right here on my live. So he's Napoleon, and he's making big moves to bring this to Upland and bring our weapons to Upland and our vehicles. So we have a Sky Runner, and we're going to be dropping that to anybody that's going to go over to Upland in a certain way. I don't know if we're going to manufacture it over there, but we have a vehicle we want to bring to Upland to bring to the races. So if you're a Legionnaire, you're a holder, you're going to get certain access. You might even get your own vehicle eventually. We're going to drop. We could do vehicle drops. We could do drone drops, which is going to be coming up too. So we have several drones already. We have the Thor, the Falcon, the Stealth, and the Sentinel. So we have these drones, and those drones are going to be dropped to you guys, to certain people, and then you could also purchase them. So we want to gear out the first to fight. You guys are the tip of the spear. You guys are the special forces, the front lines. So like, I'm going to make sure you guys are armed and ready to go. All right. Let me show you a little bit more why we're here. There's only a few people on, so. All right. Let me see where I'm going to go with this. Let me pull up something real fast. All right, let's look at these. I'm going to bring you guys inside the fort. All right, so talking about the Sky Runner, it's here and it's ready. So this is one of our brands. They did the Ghost Recon Challenge. If you want to look that up on YouTube, it's a real cool video. Maybe I'll post it in a link in here. Actually, let me see if I can do that. Hold on 1 second. I'll try to pull that up. There's the one. Okay, let me grab a link to this.
Ghost Recon is said to be one of the most realistic military gaming experiences available. Today, we're going to put that claim to the test with 4 real soldiers to see if gameplay tactics hold up in real life. This is the 511 Ghost Recon Breakpoint Challenge.
All right, here's just a quick little. That video is going down. So when we're going to release the mint, it's going to be after we get through the 1500, and then we're going to mint the 6500, and then right after that, the reveal will happen. So it's going to be stages in steps. The first thing is just the mint cohort, build each commander's units, and then we're going to open it up to a randomized mint, and after that, we'll be shown, after that, we'll be shown the reveal. It's all going to come in stages, and we're working with the actual commanders on how we're going to stage these for them, because they're building their own units, their own cohorts. So we're going to just keep you guys posted throughout the whole mix. Everything's going to be, going through our Discord, on our Twitter as it goes. I want to look at this as a traditional NFT collection, because we're not building an art. It's just per se, we're building an army, and so we're trying to find the right soldiers, get the commanders on board, seeing what their strategy is, and we're gonna go from there. But we're inside the fort right now. I'm gonna take you over since you guys are hanging out with me. I think there's only one person left, so you're gonna get a sneak peek, dude. All right. So The lighting needs to be rebuilt, but so this is our war history museum. It's the first virtual war history museum that I know of, and it's inside our fort. We have all of our commanders. They're in the glass, in their own cases, so you could come check them out. You could come check out their weapons. You could really look at the details of your commanders. And here's some more stuff. These are Napoleon's pocket pistols. That's part of the Legionnaires. You could get those. You could get his traveler set. I think this is his Baker carbine, if I'm correct. But so you're going to get a chance to get any of these weapons. So these could be in your loadout. Eventually, his horse is going to be opened up to his cohort. So he had a horse named Marengo, and we haven't even got into mounts. We're already throwing a lot of things at people with this collection. So we're trying to not throw everything at them. But there will be mounted mechanics. You're going to be riding horses in this. It's in VR, so I think it's going to actually help you learn how to ride as well, because a lot of our commanders were excellent horse riders, and they all had their special one. George Washington's Nelson, Caesar's Genitar, Bucephalus from Alexander the Great, Charlie from Joan of Arc, Sitting Bull's Rico. All right. You're going to get access to Genghis Khan if you're in his cohort. His War Eagle, Jared is I believe his name, if I'm saying that correctly. Garid. And here's the rest of the museum real quick. I'll just take you on a little tour. This is Washington's room. It gives you a real close up of his. These are his West Point pistols. And you can look at the detail on those, and those are digital twins of those. This is one of his monuments that we digital twinned. And this is the Hall of Honor, where we're going to have these all rotating through all the Medal of Honor recipients. And I think there's over 500. And we're going to be pulling each one in here. There's Murph. His story's amazing. John Chapman, his story's amazing. And we hope one day, if this ever grows big, that each one of these, Medal of Honor recipients, the experience they had to have to earn that medal could be its own VR experience. So, way down the road, but just some ideas we're having. This is Hetherington Hallway. And this is a memorial in our own sense, a virtual memorial to a friend of mine named Tim Hetherington. If you ever have a chance, check out Restrepo. Unbelievable documentary on Netflix. I think you can find it. Started off on National Geographic and HBO, so I'm pretty sure it's on Netflix still. It won documentary of the year when it came out. And he was an amazing person too. There's a couple documentaries about him. Sebastian Junger was the co-director of Restrepo. And they were capturing war in a whole new way, man, like right there with the unit during all their patrols. It's very, very, a lot of courage it took to do what they were doing. So this is pretty much it. We got Napoleon's sort of loadout broken out. His weapons, his death mask, his sword and everything. And of course, this is where the one is housed right now. It's going to be locked down pretty soon. But that's the Easter egg that we're all looking for. I know someone's going to earn. I hope it's one of you guys. I really do. Because you are going to be a general, and you're going to have your own army. And you're going to be able to use it. And there's so many different things that we want to help people learn, especially how to fly drones, ground drones, because they're going to be everywhere. You're going to see them in the skies a lot more. There's a very great tool for surveillance and protection. I eventually want one of these in my yard. If anything goes down, I mean, that might be extreme, but I would take it. My neighbors, I don't know if my HOA would approve, but for the mixed reality headsets, this is a game changer. I really want to get people started to used to using wearables and motion controllers and these kind of HMDs that are coming out, so you can be better and faster and do things quicker. Right now you're stuck to your phone, right? You're freaking glued to it, and it's got you, and it's actually changing us physiologically. It's giving us bone spurs on the backs of our neck because we're looking down. It's changing our elbows, our shoulders, and it's just an old technology. And everybody that's seeing the future, Apple, Microsoft, Meta, of course, they're all saying, heads up, hands free. And you could do so much more, man. You're going to be able to follow your Twitters, your Instagrams, cook food, do everything all at the same time. People don't think it's going to be so cumbersome, and it's going to get better and better, smaller and smaller, and it's going to be better than a phone. So, yo, Tyler's in the house. What up, Tyler? Hey, man, just showing off the one a little bit. This is the Jedi sleeve. Let me tell you a little bit of the details because we don't show too much about this. So it has embedded accelerometers. Now this is a real wearable that's being created by Giotto. They're doing prototypes for SOCOM, for Army's Futures Command. They were in front of them. This STE, synthetic training environment. Now this is it takes your glucose levels, your heart rate, your oxygen levels, has a GPS, it has a screen on it, and it's also it's a motion controller built into the glove, so you can control. It's also Kevlar too, so you can have something that actually protects your face if you ever get into something that you need to protect your face on. It has those kind of materials, and this thing controls the Vision 60, and it's going to control other drones as well, so people can manage multiple drones on the fly. And this is the kind of stuff that we want to show people. Yep, I agree with you. I'm gonna post that. Partnerships with wearable developers will be crucial. Yeah, and I mean, the IVAS is, Microsoft got the deal already, and I think it's like $20 billion or even more. I don't know the exact numbers, but they already have, like, I think 200,000 units bought of the IVAS, right? Which is built on the HoloLens 2.0. So soldiers are already testing this, and of course they hate it. I talked to DJ Shipley. He's with GBRS Group, former Navy SEAL Team 6, and he says that thing's gonna freaking get you killed as is right now. So they're only testing it. You won't see this out, out in actual combat yet. But they are testing, because one thing you see, the optics are built in, the night vision, the thermals, and those things will gradually get better. And now, like, your UIs as well. So they already have like a fold out, flip out UI projector that they're using now. And this is just going to be hopefully a better version. They just have to get the weight down. They have to make it less, enclosed. They got to get the FOV better. So a lot of testing, but in 5 years, I'm thinking something's going to be really dope with this. And I want people training with it right now. This is the FK Burno. These are the field pistols. It has a 7.5 FK round. It's its own caliber made for this thing. It's powerful. It's like getting shot with an AK, right? It's smooth. It's a really cool gun to shoot. And this is their digital twin. This is the FK Burnos. This is the Big Daddy Damascus. I always say, man, they brought me this house like with they had an army that carried this into my room, and it was all in this wild box that was heavy as shit, and came with these magazines, this felt that it's like just buried in, and this grip is created out of a meteorite, and it's a Cabot steel. It's a Damascus style steel, so it's like extra woven. There's so many details behind this. There's a whole story. Actually, let me see if I can get that. Yeah. So you can see a little bit of the story. But if you go to actually Big Daddy's website and check it out, it has a much more detailed website on BigDaddyUnlimited.com. But you know what? You know what I'm thinking? You know, this is something we could drop. This is something we can maybe drop to the first to fight. We'll talk about it. You're going to get something badass. And anybody that's going to the front lines is going to get something badass. But whether we're going to drop you a drone, the sleeve itself, or maybe the Big Daddy Damascus. Oh, we'll talk to George Washington. He's the one that digital twinned his company. And we'll see. Here's the one. The one will be fluent in cyber warfare, blockchains, HMI, human machine interfacing, and more. He will understand the power of the metaverse and take advantage of its communication capabilities while uniting people of all races. He will protect and help secure liberty and justice for all. And he's going to have a lot. I mean, there's going to be a lot on his shoulders. So I'm hoping, like, you know, I'm hoping to find him sooner than later. We need someone like that. All right, let's close up the one. He's going back in the vault. Again, this is the War History Museum. I think, as far as I know, it's the first virtual war history museum out there. We want to partner with museums and actually bring VR experiences to them. So, like, actually, let me show you something real quick. I'll show you how this is going to work. Just while we're here, you know, I'm just going to keep going. All right. Garrison's in the house. What up? Future Bound. What up? What up? Let's go. All right. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So here's where we're going with this thing. So this museum's inside the fort, right? Just look at the museum as a level. You're going to be able to walk in, and then there's the level, and then this level has all sorts of things in it, right? You're going to be able to check out all the different weapons that are broken out from all the commanders. You're going to get to see them in detail and more detail about the digital twins. These are his West Point pistols. So you'll be able to really get an in-depth look, and you'll be able to see monuments that are around the country, around the world, and we're going to bring them back into this museum. And then as we work with the commanders, they're going to have so you're going to go into a VR experience from inside a VR experience. So you'll be able to come in here, stick on this headset, and try the George Washington memory. The digital memory of him. So an experience we create for him with the commanders. It's based on real facts. It's based on their documents. It's closest to real as we can get it. And it's going to be one of the memories, whether it's crossing the Delaware River, whether it's him signing the Declaration of Independence, whatever we decide with the commanders, we're going to bring one of his memories back to life. It's going to be a small 10-minute experience. And this is going to go for each commander. And that's what the museum is really going to be, housing. So like the Julius Caesar experience, one of his memories, which we already got mapped out, it's when he met the King of the Germans. When he met the King of the Germans, man, Caesar was in a really bad spot. He went over to Gaul, and no one wanted him to. So like the senators and everybody, they didn't want him to keep spending money and go on this conquest. And they thought they had things pretty much covered with the King of the Germans. But basically, the King of the Germans was going, he's from Germania. He was going into Gaul and just whooping their ass. He was just freaking going to the villages, stealing their women, stealing their gold. And Rome was really turning a blind eye to it. And when Caesar took the 10th Legion and took 2 other legions, and he went over to confront the King of the Germans, right? So now, to get into the King of the Germans encampment, he only could bring a small force with him, right? He had to first meet with them. He couldn't bring his own army, but so he was very vulnerable, very in danger. And so what he did was he disguised his 10th Legion, the best guys in his 10th Legion. In the first cohort are usually the baddest ass dudes. And he took those guys and put them on horses, and they ended up becoming the Equestria Legion, known for that. But really, they weren't at first. He put them on their horses. He marched his best men to meet the King of the Germans. And that's going to be the first VR experience. You're going to meet the King of the Germans and what Caesar had to do. So he was about to trap Caesar and kill him. But what Caesar, he owed Caesar a favor because Caesar vouched for him to become king of the Germans, to put that crown on his head. So when Caesar confronted him about he has to go back to Germania, he has to leave Gaul, freaking the King of the Germans, of course, didn't want that shit. He's like, you're a conqueror, I'm a conqueror, I could do what I want, don't tell me what I can and cannot do. He's like, your own senators want you killed. If I killed you right now, I'd get paid for it. And that's where he stood right there. And then Caesar knew he couldn't, the king wasn't going to go back to Germania. He was going to do what he want. And then he started, the crowd, like the soldiers started getting wild now, starting throwing rocks at Caesar and his crew. But he didn't change his disposition. He just said, okay, is this how you want to roll? Basically, all right, we're out of here. So he got his men, took off, went back. He told all of his soldiers who were scared. They didn't want to fight this huge army, the King of the Germans and all this. They saw his encampment, and he said, we're going to go fight now. And a lot of them didn't want to fight. And he says, I will go with the 10th Legion alone if I have to. This guy is not staying over here. Gaul is our territory, and we're going to protect it. So Caesar freaking bucked up, and everybody else got excited, sort of got some balls too, because he called out the 10th Legion. He says, I'll go with them alone if I have to, showing prestige to them. And then the other legions didn't want to get dishonored. Why the 10th is getting put up there. So they all agreed. And that's when they fought the King of the German, the king. And that one experience of you walking in, meeting him, walking out, and then going right into that battle is going to be a tight 10-minute experience that we're going to bring to life. And that's going to be Caesar's first experience. And I already have some of them mapped out. I'll eventually start showing you guys, so you'll get drips as we go. Yeah, I agree with you. Yep, I want these weapons to be brought in all metaverses. I don't want you to, if you're in this metaverse or that metaverse, I want you to have the baddest ass knives, right? Like, look at Caesar's shit. His Pugio, his dagger. Look at his just his sheath on his swords with actual denaries engraved into them, right? His handles. Look at Alexander the Great's. Their shields, the holy sword, the helmet. Let's talk about Joan of Arc's helmet. So this is the creation. Now, this is a replica of her current helmet that everybody believes that this is the one. This is the one she wore, this one right here. And if you look at the images from the museum, it's this broken down. Now it's all rusted and of course, but we brought it back to life. So it only had the base, but it had this little notch here on both sides that we knew there was a mask. So we had our helmet artists, our best one, recreate with that how that mask would have fit on the base correctly, and that's what we got. And so this could be the closest thing that you ever see to the face shield of Joan of Arc's helmet. And those are the kind of details we want. You want to roll around with a knight helmet? You can roll around with hers. Her sword, right? You want a spear and shield? You can roll with Leonidas's, right? Sun Tzu's Tao. You want to carry the Tao on your back? Oh yeah, here's an updated to Sun Tzu too. Sun Tzu has the infinity eyes that reflect back into itself. We got his new face mask. We haven't even shown that to anybody yet. We're working on the gold. So if you could see the details on this, he has the dragon shield. I mean, these are the assets we're talking about. So each commander, and I mean, I'm loving Napoleon's. I mean, look at the details. Even underneath, if I could get there. Even underneath. where normally that's where companies will hide the defects, the wrapping, right? You know, so we just got to get the word out, boys, soldiers. That's what we got to do. You see my YouTube channel. It's not popping off anymore like it used to. I went on probation for a year. YouTube kept me on probation. I got back, and now it's like someone out of jail now. No one remembers you. You know, they forget who you are. You have to start all over the groundwork in YouTube and all these platforms, LinkedIn, every single platform makes you do that. That's what I hate about it. And it's going to change though, man. That's going to change. All the grind work we do is going to be remembered. And that's what's something about blockchain, right? We're starting to track things, and you're going to have your own base, your personality and who you are is going to resonate in the metaverse, because you can't just keep hiding it like it is now. I mean, we are getting hidden by the platforms, right? We're not getting, even when you Facebook, all your friends at Facebook aren't seeing your posts. There's only like the top 5 that you interact with, the top 10. It's you know, we got to change that. The metaverse is going to change the way we interact and communicate. The one big roadblock we have is all the metaverses are compartmentalized right now. So they're all blocked off, they're all walled off, and Horizon's trying to make their biggest metaverse, and Sandbox is doing theirs, Upland's doing theirs, but now they're opening for us. So I see us as the only project right now that's going to be able to put outposts and camps at all the different metaverses and funnel everybody back to that one fort, that one protection spot. And you can from when you're in all these metaverses, if something happens, your skin gets stolen, or there's a hacker they just took your identity, something like that, you know, you have no place to go, but you could come back to the fort, and maybe there's some people to help you. I mean, we got Tyler right there, dude. I mean, this guy he's already creating videos to make sure people, you know, secure their NFTs, you know, safely and correctly. And it's these kind of guys that are coming onto this project that are looking out for people's well-being in the metaverse. And I think it's going to change things, man. I'm hoping. This is my belief, you know, so I don't even worry about like the normal tradition, you know, minting process where there's a mint party. And if you don't successfully do your mint, if something happens or anything like that. And we're doing things differently. Now we're allowing to, you know, instead of randomize the whole mint, we're actually now we could put the owners more in control of it. They could go into the genre they like. There's a lot of different years spanning from Genghis Khan to Sun Tzu. I mean, and Napoleon used to study Alexander. They're in completely different, you know, eras of warfare. So maybe you are more interested in, you know, ancient warfare. Maybe you want to, you know, roll with the ancient 10th Legion and freaking with Caesar and see what he's about. Maybe you want to go with Sun Tzu and learn, you know, and for different military tactics and Sitting Bull. I mean, so many. So I think the Minted Cohort's very, very cool. Yeah. And this is here's, you know, I showed you guys this a little bit before. This is Hetherington Hallway, but eventually, you know, I'm already talking to Sebastian Junger. I really want to get our outpost Restrepo in a metaverse like Upland or something like that. And then you can have the Restrepo experience where it's a survival experience that you're stuck at this outpost in the middle of Korangal Valley, Afghanistan, the most dangerous place in the world. And you get to see what that memory was like, what that experience was like. So thank you guys. Future Bound, thank you, man. All right, guys. I think you know, let's see if there's anything else we want to show. I think we're good for right now. The brand one, I wanted to show you a couple new brands we're talking to right now that you guys are gonna like. Actually, I'll pop over here. One more. My boy's fighting now. I'm recording it too, but Stephen Kozlow is fighting on ESPN too. He's one of my boys. He's making his debut at the UFC right now. They call him Obi-Wan Shinobi. So I'm looking forward to watching him fight, dude. He's undefeated. He puts people to sleep in the first round. Yeah, so Stephen Kozlow, follow him, man, on Instagram. Check him out. Hopefully he wins tonight. So we already talked about the Skyrunner experience. I got Uplands gearing to go, a portal, because I wanted to go both ways. Uplanders could come here, and soldiers, legionnaires can go there. All right, so we're just in the early stages of talking to Phil Craft's survival experience, and they're just throwing out one experience right now that they're interested in, and it's a car crash experience, so surviving a car crash. They might partner with a brand that they work with. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Black Rifle, but I'm not sure if that's going down. We will see. We're early discussions, but their CMO is interested. Their owner's Mike Glover. He's well known in the training community. If you check out YouTube and look up Mike Glover, that's Call of Duty Rex dog. We're also talking to Call of Duty Rex and his owner, who's Ghost from Call of Duty, and also Rex's handler. So they come almost as a package. I would love them both in here, but we're trying to get Call of Duty Rex in here, and we'll see what happens. We have a lot of opportunities with these brands, and each one wants to bring their own unique experience. Oh, Dead Air also. So their silencers are coming to us. We're going to digital twin their silencers. If you check them out, they're badass. And those are the type of things we can drop them, or we can, you guys can purchase them and build out your loadout. However we do it, we'll make sure the First to Fights gets geared out with the best stuff when it goes down. That's all I know. All right, everybody. Thank you for sitting on this live, and long live the X. Let's go, soldiers. This is just the beginning. So just a lot more to come. This is a long process, a long recruiting process too. We're going to make sure we got this real soldiers that want to fight with us. The commanders are all going to be involved. And when this hits, it's going to hit big. Nice, Tyler. We got to get you. That's another thing. So I'm going to be partnered with Combat Night. It's a local Florida organization. If anybody's looking to get into a fight and wants to start off somewhere, I'm going to set you up with the right promotion in Florida. I have a connect with them. I've done 3D stuff with them, VR stuff, of course, and I fought for them for a long time. So Combat Night, it's an organization in Florida. Some of the best UFC fighters are coming out of that right now. Colin Lupertz is coming soon. Stephen Kozlow is a champion there. Austin Lane. So anybody that's looking to fight, I think, it's a great growing tool. It's a controlled environment. It's not life and death. It's, it will help you control your adrenaline dump. And honestly, when you debut, just to see how it is, you're fighting against someone that's usually debuting too. You both just have really nerves to work out. It's the fighting's the easy part, actually. Overcoming your nerves is really the challenge in those debut things. So anybody looking for a fight eventually in Florida, hit me up. I'll hook you up with the right promotion. You could debut for them, and I'll also hook you up with the right gyms, which I know a bunch around, all on the coast of Florida, all the way from Miami to Jacksonville. So let's go. Long live the X. Keep training. We're going to war, boys.